Next up is all those doors and drawer fronts. So let's dive right in at the router table. Okay, so I forgot to turn the camera on when I cut my initial groove. You see it's set up here. This is the first bit in the set, and I also made a cutoff setup block so that I can reproduce this every time because I'm going to have a lot of these to do. So setup block is critical to these 2-bit sets. I'll also add this is a white side panel bit set that's in here, and it did a really nice job on this Babinga. So one of the really nice things about this new Jessam router table fence is I don't really need my coping sled anymore. This just worked absolutely awesome. The trick here is to remember to keep the faces down, and admittedly I messed up probably more than once with that. And here I'm getting ready to make the first of what will be several cuts out of one of these sheets of the Babinga plywood. I definitely measured a few times on this one to get it right. This stuff was just too expensive to really mess it up, so double checking everything. Okay, so this is one of the few times that I actually change my saw blade. 99.9% of the time I run a Forest Woodworker 2 in just a 40 tooth for both crosscuts and rips, and it typically does just fine. However, with this expensive plywood, I'm going to put a little better blade on here, a little more appropriate for this thin veneer, this thin Babinga veneer. This is still a Forest Woodworker 2, but this one is a thin kerf and a 70 tooth made for doing this. Now I can't have the riving knife in with this because the riving knife is set for a full 1/8 thick blade. So this is a brand new blade, fresh out of the box. So the rip cut should be really nice. So let's see how it does. And I know it doesn't show up real well on camera, but that edge that I'm taking off there is actually the factory edge and had some chipping in it, and that blade just did a marvelous job. Super happy I changed that blade out. And of course I dry fitted everything to make sure everything was going to fit together nicely here. Just applying glue on all the mating parts. I'm not putting glue on the panel itself. It will be left to float, as this will be mounted to a drawer front anyway. So I wanted to give some room for that wood to expand and contract as it needed to. Spent a lot of time just making sure everything was aligned just right, because these are all cut to the final sizes. Now some people like to make these oversized and then come back and trim them later. I didn't do that. I just went ahead and cut them to the final sizes and then used a little more care in the glue up to make sure everything was sized right and squared up and good to go. You see I'm using a block there to tap things out from the inside. That's part of the frame and panel bit set. That inside edge is probably just a little bit delicate. Also being careful here to make sure that glue squeeze out is taken care of now so it doesn't interfere with the finish later. These should be pretty good to go for finish as soon as I'm done. And here you see me on all the drawer fronts, they got a another 1/4 inch scrap panel applied to the inside. The drawer handles go all the way through, so this ensures that I'm solid up against that drawer front and good to put the handles on. And then it was back to the router table to add a small round over. You notice I start on an end. This is so if I get any blowout, I will take care of it with the next side in the drawer front. Then of course everybody's favorite is off to sanding. Now I've sped up this shot quite a bit, but I had a great number of hours in all of the sanding of these parts, getting them ready for finish. After all of the power sanding was done, I sanded up to 180 grit. I came back and just hand touched everything with a sanding block, again with 180 on it, just touching up the corners and whatnot. And then I located for the pulls themselves and got them drilled. I used, this is a cheap Amazon knockoff, but it worked well enough. I used it just to locate the holes, and then I came back and drilled them all the way through without the jig in place. And with all of the woodworking done, it was time to start putting on a little finish. The finish here is Rubio Monocoat, just like we did with all of the rest, applied with a white Scotch-Brite pad, and then it'll be wiped back with a clean rag. Just one coat is needed for these, and they really did turn out nice. I was super happy with how all of the door and drawer fronts turned out on this project. Those will all be left to cure in the shop, at least overnight. And then I went ahead and installed them the next morning. And here's what those look like actually installed in the house. Still a lot of these to go. Okay, confession time. I screwed up all of these big pullouts. Normally, I would just start over and remake these panels. But the cost I have in these and the fact that I'm really having a hard time sourcing Babinga is driving me to attempt a fix. The short story for where I goofed up is I forgot to account for the mortise and tenon connection here. So they were roughly, a 1/2 inch too narrow. So I didn't have my overlaps that I needed in the house. So to repair, this board turned out great, and I'll show you a close up of this one. Because I had enough left on the offcut board, I could go make a patch and my grains lined up good. All of this other stuff, not so much. So like in this one, I am attempting to match color and grain, and with Babinga, man, it's tough. This one back here has got a couple of little sanding defects I need to fix. I'll show you a close up of this one, which is all repaired as well. And I'm at a point, because I'm completely out of material, where I'm matching up what I can, and then if and when I find a good source for some Babinga later, I will probably remake these doors. But for now, I'm going to repair this as best I can, and we're going to live with it for a little while, just until I can remake the doors. I should have enough of the ply left. It's just a matter of getting the Babinga. And I've sent off numerous emails to vendors I've used before, and places I've ordered from, and places that were recommended from other woodworkers and content creators. So I'm still waiting some responses to see if I can get my hands on enough Babinga, not only to remake these, but I also have to finish the rest of this pantry as well. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and start getting these glued up. The ones that I know for sure are where they're going to be. so that I can move forward. This process has taken me a couple of days trying to find just the right material and grain matches to get in here, and sleep on it for a little while and have a look again the next day and all that good stuff that goes into it. So just so you know, owning my mistake, when you see this in the kitchen, in the pantry, if you see a couple of lines, that's what it was, and we're living with it for now. So let me get these glued up and get them finished and installed and all that, and I'll show it to you in the kitchen itself, probably a couple of days from now, but video-wise, that'll probably be the next shot that you see in here. So there they are. The repairs are actually pretty hard to see unless you know what you're looking for in the kitchen, so that was actually quite a pleasant surprise. The clamps you see here where I have the refrigerator pulled out, they're actually holding the columns on. I got those all installed as well, and then came back and finished up all of the doors and installed the handles and got them all put on. Pretty happy with the way that those all turned out. In this picture, they still need finish, which will be the next shot I show you, because I actually applied the finish just this morning, as a matter of fact. The big door you see there actually has 5 hinges on the inside holding that door on. And there it is with all the finish on. I will probably come back and apply the maintenance oil to it. I'm happy with the way that it looks. I wish it just had a little bit more sheen to it, at least in this kitchen. And as you see there, I still have behind the refrigerator to finish up, but I'm waiting for some more Bubinga sheet good to arrive to get that done. And then I'll get in and finish that up, and we will probably wrap up this video. But for now, the pantry is all built, it's functional, and my wife has all those cubbies loaded up with her kitchen stuff.